What if we told you the Cubs are better than their record? You might already have an inkling on that. We explain why right now.
You are Locked On Cubs, your daily Chicago Cubs podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Locked On Cubs, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Alongside Sam Olber, I'm Matt Cozy. Please support the show and be a part of the Locked On Cubs community by following on all audio platforms. And you can watch, subscribe, and leave a comment on YouTube. Thanks so much for making us your first listen. Sam and I are lifelong fans, taking our passion into discussion with you on all things Cubs. Today's Friday episode is presented by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed with Game Time. Rare Friday episode without a game. Same thing will happen next week. Cubs have an off day Thursday as well. And you could later on, we're doing best and worst of the week for the first time since about February. We're also going to preview Cubs Twins. But first, we're going to dig into the Cubs so far. And, you know, the main way we're going to do that, Sam, is through the FanGraphs power rankings. And the fact is that the last 2 weeks were a great opportunity to build what is proving to be a weak NL Central division. In fact, FanGraphs on Thursday have the Brewers as the highest win total team in the division at 84 wins, dude.
No, that's too low.
Okay. And the Cubs weren't able to capitalize on that.
Right.
They started 12-7 and entered their weekend series in Miami 2 weeks ago at 14-10.
And then the world ended.
Having just took 2 or 3 from the Fathers. And since then, they are 4-9 with all 9 losses by 3 runs or less. And 5 of the 9 are 1-run defeats. So I'm going to keep going here.
Sure, no, it's your show, man.
The Cubs are 18-19 overall, but the numbers, the metrics as they were, favor the Cubs.
Yeah, as they should.
And the beauty of the FanGraphs power rankings is there isn't some dude in a room doing rankings for all these places. MLB.com, The Athletic, Fox Sports, CBS Sports, even us.
Right.
We were polled this week at Locked On. They did a power rankings. How about we just take the tried and true numbers, fam?
Yeah.
The FanGraphs power rankings every week are the result of how a team hits, how they pitch, both starters and relievers, and how they play defense. The 3 main phases of this great sport we love, baseball. And it combines to make not only a power ranking, but what FanGraphs calls a team quality rating. Who are the best teams in these 3 phases, regardless of record? The Rays are first in baseball in team quality at 182, so it spits out a number. They're
Makes
way
sense.
ahead of everybody.
That would make sense.
Rangers are second at 154. The Cubs are third in baseball at 150. They are the 3rd best team in baseball at hitting, pitching, and defense in total to spit out 1 rating. The
Right.
Braves and Dodgers are 4th and 5th, respectfully. First impression so far.
I know this. It irritates me. And those numbers are exactly what I've been saying for the last month, where the team is performing really well, but what those numbers don't capture is when they happen. And
well, just you wait, player.
Yeah. And so, you know, I mean, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but when you're doing all these good things and you lose all these close games, it's leverage, it's managing, and we've discussed it ad nauseum. But keep making your point because I'm enjoying it.
Well, get out the vinyl.
Sorry?
Get out the vinyl because this record's about to be even more broken.
Oh, a record. I got it.
Okay.
Huh.
FanGraphs has a category, Sam, called clutch. How does this team do in high leverage situations. High leverage meaning pivotal points in a ball game, usually within 1 to 3 runs either way, and with runners on base. For context, the average clutch metric on FanGraphs is between -1 and 1. Okay? So far, through 37 games, the Cubs are the 3rd worst team in baseball in clutch pitching at negative 2.7. And the Cubs are the worst in baseball in clutch hitting at negative 5.6. And it's not even close, dude. The next worst team is the A's at -3.5.
So,
this team can't perform in the clutch. In fact, they're the worst team to do it.
So it's funny you mentioned that because a lot of people will say, oh, well, they have good numbers with runners in scoring position. But what this metric shows you is that doesn't matter when you're up 11, right?
Right.
It's high leverage. And there you go. You know, we've talked about it. It's nice. What you're doing is what we're supposed to do on our show. And I don't do a good job of it, by the way. Yeah. Is say something and then back it up with opinion and with facts, right? We have an opinion. I sometimes have a problem where I just think my opinion is fact enough, and that's not good. That's not right. And so what you're doing is backing it up, and it's correct. Now the question is that leverage part of it, is that partly a fluke? My guess is it is. Is it partly the wrong guys up in the wrong situation? Yeah.
Could be.
Is it managing, like Patrick Wisdom in a clutch situation with Madrigal on the bench? That's not Wisdom's fault. That's the guy putting him up there.
Sure.
So I think it's a combination of those things, and hopefully it cleans itself up. But it's nice to hear. Here, the question is will the first part, the quality team thing, is that a fluke, or will that stay where it's at? If that stays where it's at, the numbers will normalize a bit, and we'll play some baseball later on in this season, if you know what I mean.
Great question. Great question.
I think what I'm trying to say is I think the clutch thing will come back a little bit to the norm, and then I think the Cubs being a really good team might come back a little bit to the norm, and then we're talking about a 500 team. That's not what we want. We need the first part to stay true, the last part to come back to the norm a bit.
Yeah, it does. That's well said. And
thank you.
You know, for as hard as it is to put these 2 weeks into the past,
man, do I look awful?
No, I don't think so.
If I take my hat off.
Oh, don't do that.
No, I don't want to scare anyone.
Yeah, no, this is a family show, as a matter of fact.
No, I'll be right there just doing the show. Go ahead. I love when the Cubs are off.
Show.
I love when the Cubs are off. I feel so free and relaxed.
Wow, there is I would say a major difference with you right now.
No, I just, I'm not, it's just a beautiful day. I'm just happy.
It was a summer day out there.
No, practically. It's been really nice. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
The Cubs need to go out there and perform. If we can just get back to opining without numbers. Yeah. I know it's easier said than done, but the Cubs have a quality team. We just told you why. We're all in this together as fans, but they need to do better late. They need to do better in the clutch. They need to win close games.
Right.
And the division is bad.
Oh, yeah.
And
so far,
the metrics don't favor the other teams. They just don't. In fact, they favor the Cardinals a little bit more than all the others.
Yeah.
In terms of luck and things like that. So you hope that as we get rolling here, and then we're going to hit the quarter point of the season after this weekend.
Wow.
Yeah. It's get your quarters out. You just hope that they can put this in the rear view.
You hope that they can get a base hit when there's a runner on third to tie a game.
Correct. Yeah. Runner on third, less than 2 outs. That dude has to score.
And again, that's why, like, Wednesday's win, I'm happy, but like I just shrug it off. Like I want to see us tomorrow night, Friday night in Minnesota, going up against Sonny Gray, 2-2 late. Both teams' bats are struggling. Top 9. Man on first, one out, hit and run, first and third, sack fly, and then later somebody comes in, shuts the door, and you win a 3-2 ball game.
All right, we're going to preview Cubs Twins.
That's been my score of choice.
Nice job. Yeah, it really has. It's been so rare the Cubs have won those one-run games. We hope the tide turns, and we're also really pleased with So Rare, the revolutionary fantasy baseball game and marketplace, transforming fans into owners with officially licensed digital cards featuring players from across all 30 MLB teams. Unlike other fantasy baseball platforms, So Rare managers truly own their fantasy experience, collecting, buying, selling, and competing with player cards against opponents from around the world. Win or lose, you still own your cards, and there's no cost to play. Head to sorare.com/lockedon. That's spelled SORARE.com to draft your team of free player cards, set your lineup, and start competing today to win epic rewards. sorare.com/lockedon to start playing today. The Cubs play the Twins at 7:10 p.m. Central Friday, and you can listen to every pitch with the Cubs hometown broadcast on SiriusXM on the SXM app. Search Cubs or tune into channel 844 and catch the Cubs all season long on SiriusXM. And you're going to need to do that because Friday's game is exclusively on Apple TV Plus. Although with good personnel, from what I could tell, Wayne Randazzo has Chicago connections, and he's the play-by-player. And Dontrell Willis is the analyst.
How many 03 references do we have to have?
Oh, I hope not. First pitch times 7:10, 1:10, and 1:10 this weekend. Smiley versus Gray, Wisniewski versus Ryan, and Stroman versus a dude named Varland. Varland.
Yeah, those pitching matchups aren't very favorable.
Yeah, I would say.
Is Ryan still having a good year?
Saturday's a tough pitching matchup.
Ryan's really good, isn't he?
Yeah, Joe Ryan's been excellent.
Yeah, I mean, he's just dominating teams. So,
or is that Ober?
No, I think Joe Ryan right in front of me, 5-1 with a 2.45.
That's right. Okay.
A whip of a stellar 0.84. Oh boy.
I know Bailey Ober is pitching well too. Sonny Gray's been top of the charts in ERA.
No.
Smiley definitely has his work cut out for him. Cubs on the road, the beginning of a 9-game trip, Sam.
No, this is you look at Gray and you look at Ryan, and that's going to be really tough. And you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to make my second official prediction on this show. I predicted before we played the San Diego Padres that we'd win that series 1-1. And I got some news, folks. Sonny Gray, Ryan, and who? Varland, did you say?
Varland, yeah.
Cubs are going to win this series this weekend.
Wow.
And they're going to, yeah. I'm not calling a sweep because that seems a bit crazy. Right. But I'm saying it's going to be a big weekend for the Northsiders, at least 2. They're going to upset the apple cart. Gray's going to regress. I don't know about this Ryan.
Yeah.
Those numbers look a little intimidating.
Uh-huh.
But I'm feeling a good weekend. With this team, I think this team just needed a day off to just decompress, get out of there. You know what I mean?
Right. Maybe go to the coffee shop across the street.
Yeah, I think they're going to win this series. I got a good feeling about this weekend in Minneapolis. And if they don't, and then they go to Philly, and then they go to Houston, by the time they get back to Wrigley, we'll be talking trade.
No, don't do that. No, don't do that. You're going to get some flack for that.
No. Hey, listen, all I do is get flack. My Twitter's an international vent line.
Did you tweet today or?
I created a poll today.
Are you going to share it with the crowd?
Oh, would you like to know?
Yeah, I think it was on pitching prospects, right?
Yeah, I said, which pitching prospect are you most excited about? Cade Horton, Ben Brown, Jordan Wicks, or other? And I have 227 votes so far. And the winner to no surprise, due to recency bias, is Ben Brown at 52.4%. Cade Horton comes in with the silver medal at 30.8%. But this just kind of shows you the depth that this farm system has. So.
Absolutely. No, it was a good poll.
I think the Cubs are going to have a good weekend, Matt.
And I was at Target Field last summer for Anthony Cozy's wedding. We took in a game over the weekend. Nice ballpark. I'm sure there'll be a lot of Cubs fans there to support their team on the road. Hopefully the road grays. I've been liking those a little bit more, honestly, Sam, than the alternate blues.
I don't care if they wear swimsuits. Just get a clutch hit.
So, players to watch, Byron Buxton is a player I saw when I was an intern
the Twins,
for the Colonels in 2013, the single A affiliate of the Twinkies. Carlos Correa not having a good campaign.
No, and we're going to have to do a segment on that because at some point, because Correa, Rodon, Turner, Abreu, Vasquez, all the guys that we all wanted, Jed missed or skipped. And, in that
Correa's below the Mendoza line, dude.
Don't jinx it. In that respect, make sure he stays cold one more weekend. In that respect, Jed Hoyer looks like a genius.
Jorge Polanco, Max Kepler, Nick Gordon, Joey Gallo, a free agent acquisition last offseason by the Twins.
Great.
And as you mentioned, Sam, Christian Vasquez, who we really took a liking to this past offseason. He's hitting .214, no homers, and 6 driven in. So that's
listen, you win a 1-run game on Friday, I'm going out.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I see you.
To 7-Eleven.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Some good career splits for Happ, Horner, Hosmer, Madrigal, Mancini, and Swanson on Gray. So we're in good shape.
No, I'm telling you, Gray's going to regress Friday night.
A lot of good splits. Mancini, 467 with the Jackson.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because and the Cubs and the Happ faced him a lot when he was a red legger.
Happ's homered against them.
Yeah.
Hosmer, 444.
Well, one of those guys ain't going to play.
Right.
Do you believe in
Bellinger,
that?
333 against Gray. So, all right. Well, wow. I don't know if I'm going to go as far as to predict a win on Friday, but I like the vibes right now.
I'm here. No, I don't like the vibes at all. But I'm here predicting a win. My vibes won't be positive until we're looking down at everybody in this division.
I appreciate your attitude.
No, and enough of this. Well, that's not a window year. It becomes a window year when FanGraphs is projecting 84 wins the division. Go get it done.
Absolutely. Love it. All right, coming up next, we do best and worst for the first time since late 2022. Stay tuned. Today's episode is brought to you by Game Time. Buying tickets to your favorite event shouldn't be stressful. Game Time is the fast and easy way to buy tickets for all the sports, music, comedy, and theater near you. With killer deals on last-minute tickets and their best price guarantee, you can stop stressing over the tickets and start getting hyped for the fun you'll have. Forget planning months in advance. You can even get Game Time right up to the day of the event. It just takes 2 taps and you're set. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed with Game Time. We're back here on Locked On Cubs. Best and worst of the week is I believe a favorite segment of ours, if I could speak.
We don't have any segments.
Right. And we're going to do that for the first time in a while.
When's the last time we did 0 to 100? It was the revolutionary time. Jefferson, Washington, Adams, Madison, those guys.
I hope people are this late in the episode.
Alexander Hamilton, remember him? Ooh.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Oh, boy. Okay.
Benjamin Franklin, the bifocal. I'm sorry, guys. When there's no game,
was that his nickname?
Well, no, he invented up the bifocals.
Oh, boy.
Aren't you an instructor?
Not English teacher.
Aren't you a teacher? You didn't learn that one?
Ben Franklin invented the bifocals?
Wait, am I wrong on that?
That's not exactly Thomas Edison making the light bulb, dude.
Hang on. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, I don't know. You might be right.
I mean, if you don't know that.
Well,
yeah, he invented them.
All right, fantastic. So,
What?
best of the week, I'm going to say, I've really enjoyed coaching this season.
I don't know what's going on with him.
Been treating every game like it could be my last.
Oh,
And,
wow.
Just don't know what my future is in coaching or at the school I'm at. So,
Jeez.
yeah, not to get too deep, but
No,
this show's doing well.
Feels like Jordan in 93.
Yeah, I just you just never know. You never know. So, been enjoying it. We're now 20-5 on the campaign with 1 week to go.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Go for your worst, because I'd like to
my worst of the week is can we call out companies, or are we not doing that anymore?
I don't think so, no.
Okay. So I'm trying to think on the fly here.
Well, what type of product was it?
Well, it was a new product that's being marketed at a sandwich joint.
Oh, and you didn't
they're marketing a dessert item.
Yeah.
At their place.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could connect the dots there.
No, I can't, because I don't know what you're talking about.
So I'm going to skip that, and you can go.
All right.
Fantastic.
Hey, no, Jared, we're going to cut that. Okay.
We don't have a producer.
Jared's my imaginary producer.
All right.
All right. Well, my worst of the week's obvious.
Oh boy.
If you're listening on audio, I just showed everybody my hair. It's one of the worst.
That's not going to grow back till probably Independence Day, right?
No, and again, it's probably the worst haircut I've ever gotten. Sometimes you have miscommunications. I said I wanted a 1 on the sides, scissors up top. I don't know what that meant to just shave it all off. And so obviously it's just going to be hard for me to go out in public. My best of the week, though, was a couple of weeks ago. Again, nothing to do with the Cubs here. I'm sorry. Sometimes
this is not a cut. Yeah. No.
Yeah, we have to have a lighthearted episode every now and then. We're so locked. God, I feel so free. Can they be off tomorrow?
Locked on. Yeah.
Can they be off on Friday?
No.
If they win on Friday, I'll probably do a Twitter video.
Great.
Or if they lose a heartbreaker, maybe they'll get walked off.
Hopefully the former.
What was I saying? Oh, so a couple of weeks ago, with Nick and a few of us went to an all-you-can-eat sushi place. And I've never, I shouldn't say I never liked sushi, but it's one of the many things in life that I've just closed myself off to. You know me, Matt.
Right.
I'm a very routine-based guy. I hate change. I like being comfortable. And I've never really given sushi the full chance it deserved. And
okay.
And I really like it. I had it for dinner again tonight.
Oh, wow.
This is like the 4th time in the last 2 weeks I've had it. Spicy tuna rolls, spicy salmon rolls, some shrimp something. And it's just been delightful. And it's nice to just have a new kind of food group to go to instead of eating the same thing every day like I'm Howard Hughes.
You can get it store-bought too.
Yeah, and I did
well, but you could get it out as well.
Obviously. I did that tonight. I did a store-bought tilt.
Okay.
And it was just kind of not as good.
All right, we got to get going. So shout out to the everydayers who are with us all 5 episodes.
Cubs are going to win this series
throughout the week. And you can become an everydayer by checking us out each and every weekday. We'll see.
It's going to be shock the world.
Me here.
Be
sure to hit that subscribe button for Locked On Cubs on YouTube.
Shook up the world. I shook up the world.
And smash the like button for the algorithm. Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. Thanks for everybody for tuning in. Have a great weekend. He's Sam Olber. I'm Matt Cozy. This is Locked On.